Dr. Mihai Nadin has a book, Are You Stupid? It looks at how America is navigating the challenges of being a compassionate capitalist country without collapsing under the weight of bloated big government. Dr. Nadin, first of all, good morning. Thanks for joining us here at 84 WHAS.
Good morning and best wishes for a nice day.
Thank you. So the extension of unemployment benefits passed the United States Senate with a caveat from the Republicans that went on board with this, saying that they needed to find the funding through other means, not taxation, but through monies that are used for other efforts. It doesn't look like Democrats are going to go along with that. What are your thoughts about extending the unemployment benefits?
The extension of the emergency unemployment compensation program, as it is called, is not going to do more than kicking the can down the road. After 3 months, those who did not find employment in 99 weeks are not going to find more unemployment. It's time for the Congress, instead of playing political games, how do we get reelected, to start looking at the business for which we elected them, look at the nature of labor in the United States, and start addressing the economy of the United States instead of their private interests.
So specifically, what do you mean by that? Because there are a number of college graduates working at Starbucks today. Are the jobs even available, or are they out there?
They are not, and they are going to be less and less because we are automating a lot. But at the same time, this is happening because we, the superpower, are not addressing our main issue, which is, do we still have economic viability? In my mind, we do, but only if we stop making people more and more dependent, such as I will give you some money so that you go through cheaper tuition or you go through some cheaper program, and start empowering the people in order to acquire the skills that correspond to our time.
All right, specifically, what do you mean? Like more vocational training, those kinds of issues? Or
I don't want so much vocational as I'm talking about the job skills training, and I want to take this function away from the government and give it to the businesses. In other words, instead of taking $6.5 billion and giving out a check every week, a $300 check to the unemployed, I prefer to look at the businesses and say, if I give you the money, are you going to train the people that you need? Because many businesses are screaming today that they don't find the qualified people. Let's not kid ourselves. There are enough jobs. We don't have qualified people. Why don't we have enough qualified people? Because we either qualify them in the wrong professions, and indeed they become baristas and barista at Starbucks, or we make them dependent on programs such as the emergency unemployment compensation.
You make a valid point. It's been my contention that a lot of times universities offer programs that are very generic in nature and really offer nothing more than you being able to become perhaps an insurance salesperson. For example, the degree known as communications, whatever that means. So don't you think it's a little bit more pertinent to education and maybe even grants and loans for the federal government that they see that universities have some kind of a measurement to see what people are actually doing once they graduate without all the student loan debt that they have, that they're basically saddled with?
At this moment, the cheapest way to go through life is to assume debt as a student, and then you are protected for quite a number of years. This has to change to the extent that we need to look at university education as an education that is in direct connection with what the economy needs, and not as an education to whatever somebody dreams about and says, okay, we'll see, and if I don't succeed, I'm going to get social help in some form.
So how do you get people, so to speak, off the dole, as some say, and then you have other people who are working hard at life? I mean, they have 3 jobs, perhaps they are in a broken relationship or something. I know a woman that, for example, can't even find her ex-husband who owes back child support. She works 2 jobs. She works as a teacher. She works 3 jobs, actually. And yet, quite frankly, she's just trying to make ends meet. She can't get unemployment because she makes $40 a month over what it would allow for it. And this lady's really busted her hump. I mean,
I know myself such people, and I know also that we owe to those who are dedicated to work a better understanding of their needs, and at the same time to open opportunities for them. We are not opening those opportunities. We are running exactly after those who we made dependent. Those who are independent, we live on their own, and we say, okay, since you are used to have your pain, continue like that. It's your problem. We made dependent in the United States a huge amount of people. We have 1 in 18 Americans who are drawing a disability check. The country cannot be so disabled. This is a very vital place. How can so many people be disabled? They are so many because we created an institution that creates disability, not because we have so many disabled people.
Well, some would say that you're right, that's been used as a vote-buying mechanism in many cases to get people elected so they can stay that way. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for your time, Dr. Mihai Nadin. We'll talk some more, I hope, very shortly. 7:44 with Morning Team 84 WHAS.